Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying back in time to the coast of modern-day Tanzania to explore the hauntingly beautiful ruins of a once mighty city-state, Kilwa Kisiwani. Imagine a city so wealthy, so powerful, that a 14th century traveler described it as one of the most beautiful cities in the world. This is the story of Kilwa, a forgotten African metropolis that dominated the Indian Ocean trade for centuries. The name Kilwa Kisiwani means Kilwa on the island. And that's exactly what it was, strategically located on an island just off the mainland. Its story begins around the 9th century. Early settlers were Bantu-speaking people who lived by fishing and farming. But its location was its destiny. The island was perfectly positioned to catch the monsoon winds, the superhighway of ancient maritime trade that connected Africa, Arabia, Persia, India, and even China. The real turning point came in the 10th or 11th century with the arrival of a Persian prince from Shiraz, a man named Ali ibn al-Hasan Sirasi. Legend says he bore the island from the local chief for as much colored cloth as could encircle it. Whether that's true or not, his arrival marked the beginning of the Shirazi dynasty in the golden age of Kilwa. Under their rule, Kilwa began to mint its own coins, one of the first cities in sub-Saharan Africa to do so. This wasn't just pocket change. It was a bold statement of sovereignty and economic power that was recognized across the Indian Ocean. Kilwa's wealth was built on trade, and they were the ultimate middlemen. They controlled the flow of incredibly valuable goods from the African interior. The most famous of these was gold, mined in the great kingdom of Zimbabwe, which passed through the port of Sofala, a territory controlled by Kilwa. Kilwa sultans held the monopoly on this gold trade, making them unimaginably rich. But it wasn't just gold. Ivory, highly prized for carving, was another major export. So were tortoise shells, rhinoceros, horns, and tragically, enslaved people captured from the interior. In return, ships brought exotic goods from across the sea, luxurious silk and porcelain from China, intricate cotton textiles from India, fragrant spices, and beautiful glazed pottery from Persia and Arabia. The city became a vibrant, cosmopolitan hub where different cultures, languages, and ideas mingled. This fusion is best seen in Swahili culture itself, a unique blend of African, Arab, and Persian influences that flourished along this coast. The language, the architecture, the food, it all tells a story of global connection. As Kilwa's wealth grew, so did the city itself. The sultans embarked on ambitious building projects using a unique material, coral stone. They would cut living coral from the reefs, let it dry, and then use it as stone blocks, bonded together with a mortar of lime and sand. This gave the buildings a distinctive, almost glowing appearance. The crown jewel of Kilwa was the Great Mosque. Expanded multiple times over the centuries, it was, at its peak, the largest mosque in East Africa. It wasn't built for a grand spectacle like some later mosques, but for its community. It featured a stunning array of domes and vaulted ceilings, supported by columns, creating a cool, serene space for worship, shielded from the hot African sun. Another incredible structure was the Palace of Husuni Kubwa, perched on a cliff overlooking the ocean. Built in the 14th century by Sultan al-Hasan Ibn Sulaima, this was more than a home. It was a sprawling complex. It had over 100 rooms, including reception halls, courtyards, a large octagonal swimming pool, and extensive storage facilities. It was a symbol of the Sultan's immense power and global reach. The famous Moroccan traveler Ibn Battuta visited Kilwa around 30 and 31 during this golden age. He was deeply impressed, writing about the city's fine construction and the generosity of its sultan. He described a thriving, sophisticated society, a testament to Kilwa's prominence on the world stage. For about 300 years, from the 12th to the 15th century, Kilwa was the undisputed queen of the Swahili coast. Its influence stretched for over 1,000 miles, but no empire lasts forever. By the late 15th century, Internal conflicts and rivalries with other city-states like Mombasa began to weaken Kilwa's grip on power. Then, a new, disruptive force arrived from the sea. In 1498, the Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama rounded the Cape of Good Hope, opening up a direct sea route from Europe to the Indian Ocean. This was a catastrophic event for the existing trade networks. The Portuguese weren't interested in being partners. They wanted control. In 1505, a Portuguese fleet led by Francisco de Almeida attacked and captured Kilwa. They wanted to seize control of the gold trade and establish their own dominance in the region. They built a fort, now known as the Geresa, using the local coral stone. Although the Portuguese occupation was relatively brief, they abandoned the city a few years later. The damage was done. Their violent intrusion shattered the old trade routes. The flow of gold from the interior was disrupted, and Kilwa's economic foundation crumbled. The city began a slow, irreversible decline. Over the next few centuries, Kilwa faded into obscurity. It was briefly controlled by Omani Arabs in the 18th and 19th centuries, but it never regained its former glory. The magnificent coral palaces and mosques slowly fell into ruin, reclaimed by the coastal vegetation. What was once a bustling world-class city became a quiet fishing village, living in the shadow of its magnificent past. The jungle grew over the walls, and the wind howled through the empty halls of Husuni Kubwa. For a long time, the story of Kilwa was largely forgotten by the outside world. But in the 20th century, archaeologists began to excavate the site, uncovering the secrets that had been buried for so long. They unearthed the vast palace, the beautiful mosques, and thousands of artifacts from Chinese porcelain to Kilwa. Esson Koistat painted a vivid picture of its global connections. Today, the ruins of Kilwa Kisiwani, along with the nearby ruins of Songonara, are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. They stand as a powerful reminder of a sophisticated and prosperous African civilization that was a key player in global history long before European colonization. Walking through these ruins today is a surreal experience. You can trace the outlines of merchant houses, stand beneath the remaining domes of the Great Mosque, and look out at the Indian Ocean from the same spot where sultans once watched for trading ships on the horizon. The story of Kilwa challenges the outdated narrative that Africa was an isolated continent before the arrival of Europeans. Kilwa Kisiwani proves that for centuries, Africa was a vibrant and central part of a thriving, interconnected world. It's a testament to human ingenuity, ambition, and the enduring power of trade to connect people across vast distances. It's a piece of world history that deserves to be known, remembered, and protected. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey to the incredible Kilwa Kisiwani. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more adventures into our shared past. Let me know in the comments what other historical sites you'd love to explore. See you next time.